Hello everyone, and welcome to English 1001. This is Alicia Walton, your instructor. First, I'm going to go over our home page, and then I'm going to dive into a couple of the elements such as the syllabus, schedule, and course modules. And then I'll let you take it from there and dive into the first week module. Let's get started. You'll see here that we have the syllabus, schedule, course modules, my information, and several resources here at your disposal. You'll notice here that my virtual office is linked here. So this is my WebEx, and I am there on Thursdays from 3 to 4 p.m. So you can drop in if you have any questions or concerns. I encourage you to spend some time reviewing the syllabus. Before we move on, I would like to talk about the course description and goals. While we do emphasize critical thinking skills and persuasive writing, this class most importantly prepares you for writing all of your papers while you're here at UC. Not only do we brush up on some of the skills you learned while you were in high school and possibly filling in some of the gaps where you may not have picked up certain things, but we also build upon that skill set as well. So there's kind of a lot here that we kind of build upon, and you'll learn to critically analyze a text content while also moving through some of the rhetorical strategies, and we'll brush up on some of the research practices that you went over in high school, as well as going over how to integrate source materials, evaluating those sources, and how those relate and go into the papers. So for further details on how our grades are broken out and assignments, how those are laid out, please look through here and let me know if you have any questions. And also take specific time to look over the grade breakdown. It's a good thing to do. All right, let's go back for a moment. Here's the schedule. Here's the first 5 weeks of our course. So you'll notice that this is the week. So I start with a Monday. So week 1, January 11th. We go by weeks in this course. And I start from Monday to Sunday. Most of your assignments are going to be due on Sundays at midnight. So rather than making you work on a traditional schedule, it's an online course. So I allow you to turn it in by Sunday at midnight, most assignments. Occasionally, you will have things that are due on different days, and one of those things are discussion board posts. If we have a discussion board post, you typically have to put in your initial post on a Wednesday and then allow for your classmates to respond and you to respond to your classmates by Sunday. It's so that there's some timing built in there. You'll understand more when we do the discussion board post this week. That's not to say you only have 1 week for each assignment, of course, but most assignments in this course are due on Sunday. You'll notice here that I have the student guide listed out. That is the text that I asked you to purchase for the class. Then I have other readings in this column that are provided. Instead of having you purchase an additional book, this book is required by the English department for you to purchase, by the way. This right here was my decision. I decided instead of having you purchase a book or other books, that it was best to use open access books. Open access books are textbooks that have been published with an organization or a publishing house that are free to use online. I'm sure many of you are familiar with them. It's actually more broadly accepted by people who are 30 and under than it is by us old folks. Anyway, yeah, so I chose open access materials. There are a couple of chapters here that I have chosen from textbooks. You can do that here and there, but all in all, these are from open access books. I'm an editor for a book series with the WAC Clearinghouse, and I decided to have you use some of their books instead of having you pay out too much money for too many textbooks. Okay, so again, let's move forward. So I'll have these available for download in the modules per week. The writer's guide, a writer's guide for mindful reading, I'm going to have you just download that entire book because I have you read several sections throughout that one, and you'll pick through that. So that'll be available for you to download the entire book. You're not required to read the entire book, of course, just the sections I ask you to read. Overview work goes over the work that I ask you to do that week. Due dates goes over the dates that the assigned work I've given you for the week is due. So for example, student guide, I don't have you reading anything out of the student guide this week because I assume you're still trying to get a hold of it. It's the first week of class. If you have it, awesome. If you don't, you've got another week to get a hold of it. Rent it, borrow it, buy it, etc. I think there's even one at the library you can get. Langsome, I believe. Other readings provided. I'll have this available so that you can download it and you can read through those. They're available. Overview work, so we will be reviewing the syllabus and schedule. You're going to respond to the discussion board post and the journal entry, the first one. Due dates. So the discussion board post, remember I mentioned Wednesdays and Sundays. Your initial post is going to be due on Wednesday the 13th. Your responses to your classmates are going to be due by 1/17, which is a Sunday. And this is all by midnight. So whenever I have a date posted, it's by midnight. And that will be in the assignment as well. So it's 1/13 by midnight, 1/17 by midnight. It's always midnight. I don't change the time on it. It doesn't make sense to. And the journal entry is due by Sunday at midnight. So Sunday at midnight, Sunday at midnight. I try to make it as simple as possible. In addition to being an instructor here at UC, I am also a PhD student, so I know what it's like to be a student, and I just want to make things as easy as possible on you. Moving forward, you can look down through here and see what we're doing for the next few weeks. There is a possibility that I might add something to what we have here. I could change out a reading. You're pretty safe to go a week ahead for readings. When it comes to the availability of the work, I make each module available Sunday at 6 p.m. before the week begins. So even though I have all of these out on my purview, you do not. Let's just show you what the first week looks like, since you can see that right now. So you can see the videos I have you looking at, this week's work, and the readings. There's the book right there. And you'll always be able to come back and access this. So if you get into week 2, you can come right back up here and get the book if you need it. This is what the overview looks like. Let's go back to the home page quickly. So you've just seen the course modules page. You've seen the schedule, and this is my information if you need to get a hold of it or get a hold of me. Here's my email address. My virtual office is right here. If somebody's with me, you might have to wait in line. Don't be discouraged if you do. And that's that. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm more than happy to help. I hope you have a wonderful first week.